and welcome. Today I will be programming a game based on some combination of two games, mainly a game known to Moroccans called Massa and Pong. I just call it Mass Pong or Massa Pong. As you can see, I already created it, so I will run it so we can see how it looks like. So you can Python run. And you can see okay, got goal on them. Good. To 3. Okay, that's good. Let's clear this junk. So you can program it there. So I'll just right click and then open with VS Code. It's just a text editor. You can use any text editor that you have. As you can see, this is just the files. These are just the media file. You can see there is a soccer ball. These are just sound. I don't know if you will be able to play them here or not. Okay, so I'll be calling these files when I need them. So the first thing I'm gonna just create a file. I'm gonna call it MS for Messapong. That's by. So short and sweet. We're gonna start by importing libraries. First one is gonna be, and the main one I will be using is gonna be import turtle as TT. We can call it screen. You can call this anything. You can call it screen. It's gonna equal TT dot screen. It's just a capital letter. Next, we can create for the windows. You can create the title. Maybe screen dot title. Then I will just call it Messapong. Messapong. We can make it a little longer. We can create like a human versus AI, and then we can later create one for 2 players, or I will make this same game that can be played by 2 players instead of the AI. Since I'm here alone, I just use the AI to play with it. Okay, so human versus AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, and then we can give the windows dimensions. I already resized the image and resize the images, and so I know what the window size should be and the image size should be. So I will just call screen dot setup. Then in this setup you can use show you width. I'm gonna use 800 pixels, and then the height. You can see, you can just select it from here and you can give it 600. Now we have a window. Let's just run this and see what it gives us. I don't know what. Let's see what it gives us. Just save it and then I'm gonna just launch it from here. I'm gonna just use Python ms. Okay, I'll run it, see what it gives me. Nothing. So we need basically to have what is called a loop that just keeps looping, like infinite loop until you close. I'm gonna just call it like a main loop or something like this. Main loop. This is just a comment, so remember what you're doing. I'm gonna use a while loop. While true. And just call it screen that's updates. Okay, I'll just run it again and see what we get. Okay, as you can see, this is the Windows. Now let's keep it open. You have the title, and then we have the size of the window. Okay, close it. Next, what we can do. Can basically make a background. See that this I'll call this image right here, this background image. I'm gonna call it for the window. It's call it screen dot bg pic background picture. Then I will just use it with reference to this directory, which means wherever you take it, it's gonna remain the same. So I will just use dot slash, which means this directory. It's gonna be media. I'm referencing this directory right here, media. As you can see, in the media folder, there is a images folder. Then in the images folder there is an image called background or bg.gif. So if you go to media images, you find this background image. Okay, next I'll just update the screen so it's remain there, or let's just run it and see what we get. As you can see, now we changed the color of the windows and the image fits perfectly. Okay, so we close. Can just update the screen. That's update. Okay, we can use a tracer. Basically determine how fast thing moving, keep moving at this. I'm gonna just call it screen at tracer. Screen at tracer. I'll put it 3. Give it 3. Most people use 0, but I use 3. I found it for testing is really good. So next, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just use an input. I'll use that later. Let's just now leave it as here, and then let's create, for example, the human player called a human. human player. So the human player is gonna be also an instance of turtle. It's just, you just call it human, make it human, and this is equal to the turtle this time. It's capital T. So this is then you can use human dot speed. I'm gonna just make it 0 speed, which means fastest. You see, 0 is the fastest, 1 is the slowest, 3 is slow. I think, if I remember correctly, that's what it is. You can look it up, don't quote me on that. Okay, so we create the speed, and now we will create a shape. We're gonna just make a rectangular shape. Go to human dot shape. Then we're gonna just give it a square shape. Square. Then we can give it a color. Human dot color. Well, just since we have our templates green and white, we can give them white color. Okay, so we can decide how this thing look like. Let's just see how it looks like right now, and as you can see, it comes right here in the middle of the screen. It's a square. You can make it round if you want, or circle. You can see it's a big circle. I'll just leave it as a rectangular, like square, and then we can make it a rectangular. To make it a rectangular, basically you just add more squares to it or stretch it. Called up a human dot shape size, and then you can stretch it. You can see stretch width. I just use stretch width. I'm gonna give it 3. So it's gonna be 20 and 20 and 20. It's gonna be 60 long. Okay, and then we're gonna use stretch length. I'm gonna just make it 1. Just leave it as it is. I mean, we can make it bigger, but I think 1 is fine. And then we can move it to position. I'll move it to the left of the screen. Since 0, 0 is in the middle of the screen, we're moving to the left. And then we have 600. 300 is the, sorry, actually 400. This is the height, this is the width. So what we need to do, basically we need to divide it by half and then move it a little bit from the edge. So we can make it human. Okay, what I'm talking about, let me just show you in the picture, you understand. So I am moving it. This is 0, 0. This is the origin. Think of this as a Cartesian coordinate, and which is, see, this is the origin, which is 0, 0. Moving to this side, negative number. Going to this side, positive. Same for the y. Going down from here is negative number, and then going up is positive number. So I'm trying to get him to this place. So there's 800 pixels. From here to here is 400. But we want it somewhere here, so we can subtract about 50 from it. Give it like 350. We go back, then I call it human dot go to. Then I'm gonna, this is the x and y coordinates, so you give it negative 350, and then it should remain horizontal and the y should be at 0, 0. So let's just save and then just run it so we can see. As you can see, it's moved from here to here. You can see the line. We will remove these lines later, but for now just leave it there. Okay, so we have okay, so we create the human. Now we can create the AI. So we can create the AI underneath it. It should be, let me just copy this, the whole thing, and then just modify whatever. So I'm gonna just change all this. If you're using VS Code, which is really good, just highlight the first one and Control D again and again to highlight all the, and then you can type and change them at the same time. So I'm gonna just call it AI. That's it. So it should be identical in this case, but since the AI gonna be playing on the right, we can just use a positive number. So let's just see how this one looks like now. As you can see, the AI is moved right across to the other side. I can actually move it a little bit to the back. I think it looks probably much better if we, instead of 350, we can make it 375 or something like that. We can call it 75. Let's see how this look like. 75. It looks better, I think. Yeah, this is better. I'll leave it like this. Now we need to create the ball. So we can create a ball. As you can see, they are basically almost the same. We can just copy this and add it, but let me just type them. It doesn't really matter. It's called double ball. Ball is gonna equal to TT, the circle, and then we can use the same thing. Ball that gonna give it speed. Gonna use 0 as well. And then we have we can make it into a shape if we want. You can, for example, call it ball dot shape. Shape, and we can make it probably a circle, but let's make it a square. Make it a circle. Since it's a ball, I'm gonna call it circle. And then we can give it a color. Ball color. I'm gonna just give it a magenta color. Magenta. Okay, it just the position gonna be in the origin, so I don't have to give it any position, but let's just see how it looks like. Oops, there is something wrong. Okay. What did it say? Int object has an attribute speed. Okay, so yeah, I just forgot I didn't add the parentheses here, so you can just run it again. Yeah, as you can see, the ball is magenta in the center. Okay, next we're gonna give it a position, so that's just so you will know, you can put it in different position. You can call it the ball that go to, and we can choose whatever you want. I'm gonna just choose the origin for 0, 0. That's the origin, and we will create what is called the pen. So to keep the score, and for that, what I need to do, I will probably create a variable called score somewhere. Yeah, you can create it wherever you want, but I'll create it right here. I'm just gonna call it score. Score. I'm gonna just create a variable called gain equal to 0, and losses and loss is equal to 0. Basically, when the AI get a goal, it's a loss to you. So, and if you score a goal against the AI, it's a gain. So I just call it. Here I will create a pen, and same thing. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go copy one of these. Just look a good candidate. I shouldn't have copied this one, but that's fine. I'm just call it pen. So speed square, and I'm gonna just remove this shape, stretch, and stuff. What I'm gonna give it is so we have pen, we have speed, we have shape, we have color. And then what we'll do, we'll just do an option called pen up. Pen dot pen up. And we give it we need to put it like really high on the screen. Like what we need to do, we need to write it right here. So it starts from 0 in the X, and the Y is gonna be almost at the top. So from here to here is 300. So let's go to 50 or something like that. Okay, let's call it 0 on the X, and let's call it 250. 250 maybe. We will modify it if it doesn't work great. And then we can write to it. Call it pen.write, and then we will call it like whatever your name is, or just set something generic like player or human. You can just call it a human. And then we will align it to the center. We can just give it a score of 0. Starts at 0, right? You're not scoring any goal. Then we use like computer. Gonna be also 0. We'll align to center. Align equal center. And then we can give it font size, just font, and you can use whatever font you want. There are many fonts. I'm gonna just use something like Courier. And then I'll give it a font size, maybe 25 pixels, and it will be normal. Okay, so let's see how this thing looks like. Okay, looks fine. See, we will remove all that later, these lines and this. Okay, but let's hide this. Just hide this under. Just call it pen dot hide total. Don't see. You can see this thing was hidden now from that. Now we can start creating some function. I create a couple functions like motion function or moving. Move functions. Start by defining function. I'm gonna call it move up. Take no arguments. We're gonna move up in the y direction. Since each pixels is like 20 pixels, we will just set y equal to human. We're using human y coordinate. Then we're gonna add to it 20. Can just use plus 20, or can just update it by y plus equal 20, and then we set the y and human dot set set y, and then I can just give it this value of y. So wherever it's gonna be at 20 if you're moving up. And then we can, like so, can move down. But instead of move up and move down, I'm gonna just make something simple, just positive y going up, like positive y. We can call it like py. And then we can just copy this function and call it negative y. So when you're moving in negative direction. So this instead of positive, we can use negative ny. So this is py, positive y, and then move negative y. And then negative y, it's gonna be just subtracting from it, like whatever it is you instead of adding, you're subtracting from it. That's the only difference. Okay, so now we have these two functions. Now to control this, we need to listen to the key when person press up, or whatever key you want to give it, up or down or WS. I will just use WS in this case. I'm gonna just use bind the keys to whatever you want to use. You can bind them. Just call it key binding. I'm gonna call the screen dot listen. Now the screen is listening to whatever you click on. So I'm gonna call screen dot on key press. We're gonna call this function that we just created. Just in key press, just use W. Okay, when you press on W, what happened? So we will pass in a function first. We're gonna call it a move positive y, and W is gonna move positive y. Then I'm gonna copy it and just paste it by Control C, Control V, duplicate this line, and then on key press, just when you press the S key, it's gonna go into the negative y. Okay. Let's just see how if this thing works or no. Okay. As you can see, it's going off the screen. Then these lines are annoying, right? But it's working. So the I mean, I can use like the other keys to move the other one, but I'm gonna just leave it for the II. Okay, I will limit it not to go off the screen. I will limit it to go just right there or less. So, like so. Okay. Okay, next what we will do, we will just create the logic for the games. Like if this, do that, or if not, don't do that. Something like that. First logic I will do is we're gonna focus on the y direction. Here, let's see. If human, I will limit so it doesn't go off the screen. No, just call it limit top and bottom. Top and bottom. So we would say if human, that's y coordinates, let's see, greater than, and just probably give it like 200, since it's 300, and then we have some margins on the top and bottom. Just see if it's greater than 200. Greater than 200. What you want to do when it's greater than 200. We don't want to go any farther than that, so we will set it to 200. Human dot set y is 200. So we don't want to go over that. Let me run it and see if it works. Okay, so we go up. Okay, so it stopped right there, but down it still go off the screen. So actually we need to add a little bit more, maybe half a square or something. Instead of 200, let's just call it 210, like half a square. 210, see if that works. 210. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's about right. I mean, I can add like a little bit to it, but that should be enough. It's already touching the wall, that's good. Okay, so the next logic we need to do is of course the bottom. So I'm gonna just let's just call it just copy this one, just paste it. So if it is I'm gonna just reverse the sign, everything. If it's if do a less than negative, if it tries to go less than negative 210, it just sees a negative 210. So it doesn't go any farther than that. Okay, let's just test it. Go to the bottom. Okay, yeah, it doesn't go off the screen now. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that works. Okay, let's see what we can do. We will limit the AI too, so it doesn't go off the screen. I'm gonna just copy the whole thing, just paste it. I'm gonna call this one limit human, and this is limit AI. I'm gonna just call it AI. Yeah, there's no way I can test the AI now, but since this one works, this one will work. Same thing. But the AI would let the computer actually run it, not just the program ran it, not me. Next thing what I will do is I will move the ball around the screen. So I can call it moving the ball. Moving the ball. So I'm gonna just set the x coordinates plus whatever update the x coordinates gonna be. We're gonna set the x and the y coordinates. So we're gonna call it the ball dot set. Just starts with the x coordinate. I'm gonna call this ball dot x coordinate. When the ball at the x coordinate, we will add to it some differential. Let me first set this differential. I'm gonna go to the ball. I'm gonna add this differential somewhere here. I'm gonna call it just ball dot dx equal to, just call it 1, and then ball dot dy equal to 1. So this is the differential movement. I mean, you'll learn it in calculus or something like that, or earlier probably. Okay, so we can add this differential to it. It's gonna be ball dot dx, and then we can just copy this line, and then this one is gonna be, instead of the y, we're gonna just use the x. Instead of the x, we're gonna just use y. Gonna be dy. Okay. So let's see what this gives us. This goes off the screen. Okay. As you can see, it's moving 1 to 1. It goes 1 in the y, 1 in the x, and then goes. So the slope is 1. If we use a different slope, let's make it go like 1 in the x. No, we'll make it go like 2 in the x, and then, or 3 in the x, and then y, and then 1 in the y. Let's go with 3 in the x. Start with 3 in the x. Then you can see the difference. See? Of course, this is terrible because I wanted to bounce back, but I would leave it 1 to 1. I think it's probably better. I'm gonna just leave it 1 to 1. I just want to show you that basically just basic math. Okay, what we need to do now is create logic for the ball. When it hits like the top, it should reverse right? If it hit the wall, reverse back. What I'm imagining is this imaginary boundaries. Since it's just a picture, but I'm using it as a boundaries. So when the ball goes here and hit this wall, it should bounce. It should reverse. If it's going like this, it's gonna reverse. Or if it hit this, it's gonna reverse whatever it hits. So let's go to the logic and create this logic for that. So what we will do, we will just so we can just call this border logic or border checking or something. Check if it's hard. Just call it borders. Border logic. So we're going to use an if statement again. You can see if ball, that's y coordinate, greater than, let's see, let's see, this is 210. Let's just start with this 210, see how old it is. 210. If it's greater than 210, what you do? We're not gonna make it go farther than that, so we're gonna set it to 210. Doesn't go any farther than that. Ball the set y to 210. Okay, and then we will reverse it. We'll tell it okay, go to the other way. The easy way to do it is just basic math. It just multiplies by -1. Like if you're going this way, turn back. So we can just use ball the dy, the differential. We will multiply it by -0. So it's gonna be just times this asterisk. This means like times equal -1. So this will actually reverse the direction of that. Okay, so this one we're assuming that the ball is going up. Okay, let's go here and you'll see. We'll just see what happened when we ran it this way. Okay, as you can see, it's actually didn't reach this one. So I wanted to reach this one before so it looks like it hit the wall. Okay, what I will do, I will increase this 210 to maybe 230. Okay, 230, and then see. Okay, let me close this first. Save and then run it. That's kinda close, but let me see if this thing is okay. It's just the magenta. Now we will call the soccer ball, so we can see, because it's gonna be a little bit bigger than that. So where is the ball? Somewhere here. So I'll actually use the soccer ball. I call it kora, and that's basically in Moroccan language or Arabic, which means a ball, like kora. I'm gonna just go to, let's see, what is the ball? It's right here. So this shape, I'm gonna actually just comment them out just for you to use, but instead of this shape and color, I'm gonna use something different. So I'm gonna use this ball right here. I'm gonna call this Kora. Also, I don't know if you know this, but I'm sure most of you know it, but this ball, I just use this because I'm speaking English. You can use anything. You can call it Kora. For example, instead of this ball, you can call it Kora, you can call it whatever you want, whatever your language is. These are just variables, so you can call them whatever you want to call them. Just most of this, except when you're making libraries. So this right here, you can call it whatever you want, but what's human, you can call it human, you can call it player. Whatever you have on the left side of the equation, or since assigning variable, you can have any name. Like this gain, you can call it like goal or whatever you want to call it. And also this .tt, this is just a shortcut. Instead of typing the whole thing, I type just tt. But if I remove this and type total, it will be the same result. So okay, and I'm sure most of you watching this video will know at least a little bit of programming. If you don't, that's why I go into these details. So please bear with me if you know everything and other people don't, okay? So just be patient. Thank you. Okay, so we're trying to call this soccer ball instead of a shape. So the way to do it, you need to tell the program that, hey, I have a shape, not the one that you have, but it's mine. Can you please use it? So tell, sure. Can you register it? Okay. This is how you do it. Go to screen dot register shape, and then you give it the link to your shape. So I have it in this directory, media slash images slash Kora dot gif. Okay, so we registered this one. Now we can use it. Can call, okay, so I'm gonna call ball dot shape, not shape size, dot shape. I'm gonna use the same thing. I'm gonna just copy this thing and paste it. Okay, so now we're using our own shape instead of the computer built-in shape. Okay, so let's run it again and see how it looks like. Okay, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Okay, I'll just leave it for now. Okay, let's see, where are we now? Okay, so we called the soccer ball. Okay, so we create the border logic for the y, and it's from the top. We need to do one for the bottom. Just copy this and just paste it. By now you should basically guess what I'm gonna do, right? You need to reverse the sign, right? And the direction. So if it's greater than, now it's less than. If less than this negative value, then set it to this negative value, and then reverse it. If it's negative, then it's gonna be times -1. It's gonna become positive. It's gonna go to the other direction. Now we will create the logic for the this is let's call this one top and bottom, right? And then this is just border logic, just call it top and bottom. We'll have this one right here. I'll call it about left and right. Left and right. So in the left and right, so we will see, since it's 800, so the distance, not this one, see the distance from here to here is 800, so from here to here is 400. Okay, so what we need to do, to see when it's in the x direction, calls if ball dot x coordinate is greater than 400. If it's greater than 400, what happened when it's greater than 400? Just think for a second. If the ball is right here, it's past this side, it means the AI didn't catch it, then you gain a score, right? You gain a goal, or you gain a point. So we can just update, since we gain and losses here. As you can see, gain is set to 0, so you're starting with 0. But if the ball actually went to the other side, what you do, you put gain, you can plus equal 1, so we added 1 to it, right? Let's just see, let me see first. You see this human right here, it should be updated to 1 when that thing when the ball goes to that side. Let me try to update it. We can just call it pin. That's right. That's right. Then we will just here gain, right? Gain. Just see what this thing does first. Okay, we see something here, but don't know what is that. Let me first just clear these lines and this nonsense. Okay, just copy this pen up and just clear the other ones. Starts with the ball. After the shape has been drawn, I can just do ball dot pen up. AI also. So the shape is drawn, I can just AI dot pen up. AI dot pen up. Then human also. Okay, so clear this. So let me see how things looks like. Okay, you can see there's no mess left. Okay, so what we need to do now is just format this one the right way. I'm gonna just clear the pen so it doesn't write to itself again and again and change it. I'm just call it a pen that's clear. And then we can format this one the right way. So we can call player 1. Let me just put them like this. Player 1. I'll just copy this one right here so you don't have to keep see this one right here. So you will see we're taking the whole thing again. See, we're updating the score. So human, instead of 0, it's gonna be 1, right? We'll remove that 0 and place as placeholder, and then whatever score here we can, this is just placeholder, and then what we need to do, we need to dot format, and then we can fill in the blanks. Like this is the blanks. The first blank right here is gonna be for whatever it is. We're gonna just put gain, and then second we can use loss. See, gain or loss. Okay, and I will leave the fonts and everything right. Okay, let's just go see what's going on. Oh, you see, it's going like crazy. Now we need to set. We will set the ball. Let me just first do turn the wrap on so you don't have to go off the screen. Plus, let me just do Control B, and then Control comma to bring in my my text editor. I will add this wrap. It's called word wrap. Word wrap. This one, editor word wrap. I'm gonna call it on. So if I go off the screen, it will actually show the whole text. Okay. So as you can see, if we toggle back you can see it went back here, and you can see there's no new line, so this is one single line. But let me just turn this one off. Okay, so we have now the score updated. Let me first when the ball goes. Let me just open that back. we close this. When the ball goes to this side, we need to turn the ball back here. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of things you can do, but you can just go to and just call the ball location. We're gonna change it to ball that go to. I'm gonna just take it back to the origin. 0 0. Just make a space so it will be easy to read. Okay, so and then we can reverse it also. The x direction should be reversed. Can do ball dot dx. I think I ball dot dx. It's not showing up. Let me see if I have it. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. I was sure that I'm gonna just use time equal -1. Just reversing the direction of the ball. So this is basically for the positive, right? If you score a goal on the AI, how about if the AI score a goal on you? It's gonna be the same thing, right? Except reversing the signs. So if the ball is less than the x coordinate less than -400, which means if the ball is right here somewhere, it went off the screen right here, what you gonna do? You're gonna gain one, you're gonna lose one, right? So you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose +1, and then the whole thing gonna remain the same, except no, this one's also remaining the same. This is the only two things left. Okay, let's see. Okay, see, it's 1 2. They haven't actually created the logic for the ball to bounce. You see the ball is not bouncing off the racket or the player. Okay, so the score is working good. So we will create that logic later. Okay, next what we need to do, we need to come up with the logic that when the ball actually touches the player, or the AI, it's reverse direction. We just call it ball collisions or ball kick. Ball collision, I think, is better. Collision, ball collision. Okay, so we're gonna call the logic C F ball, the x coordinates. If the x coordinates is less than, call it 350, just use 350 and see if that works. 350. It's less than 350, and ball, that's y coordinate, is greater than, let's use human this time, human, the y coordinates of the human see, if it is plus 50, we add 50 to it, so it's come up with 400, add 50 to it, and ball the y coordinate is greater than human that's y coordinate less than 50. If this is true, then reverse the ball, which means you don't score a goal, reverse it. It means you touched it. So we call it ball that, since it's moving in the x, we reverse this on the x. So we call dx. So dx is going to be time equal -1. Okay. How about if the ball, let me just copy this one and paste this here and just change the signs. Okay, see now, if the ball is greater than, right? If it's greater than positive 350 and the y coordinates is less than, yeah, I think I made a mistake here. It should be 50. Why would I use 40? On the total of 500, right? So this one should be 50. Okay, and the ball y coordinates is less than 50, then reverse. So we're just reversing this side right here. Let me just see how things works now. Okay, I think I will be scoring more on him. Okay, so that's, but you know what, let me slow it down. So this is hard for testing. Let me go back and slow the tracer. I'm gonna, instead of 3, I'm gonna just put 1. It's gonna be slow, but we can see how things actually work, right? So I'm gonna score a goal on this guy. Okay, now it's let me just see the collision. Okay, it's bounce off the wall, it's hit the wall and then bounce back. Sweet. Okay, then this one actually will show us everything in slow motion. So it's bounce of something there. That wasn't good, but oh, you know, we're testing things, so we can. It looks like a shadow. Okay, so it's bouncing off this one, but I don't know about the AI. The AI is cheating. He's using exploits of the game so he won't lose, right? Okay, let's see. This should be a goal, right? It's farther from him. And of course we gain. So you can't get off. Even you keep clicking, you can't get off. Okay. Okay, enough of that. Let's finish the game and then we can... Okay. So, what left off is to create the AI, right? Believe it or not, I didn't actually do much programming for the AI. I just used a very simple method to have the AI like use binoculars, trace where is the ball, and then just follow it wherever it goes, except when it's coming towards them. As soon as it starts coming towards them, you will put the binoculars on and then watch it. Let me just put... I think I'll put the AI somewhere here, and then probably here. Well, actually, it doesn't matter where I put it. I'm gonna be consistent and I will see the human and the AI somewhere here. Probably here. Here probably better. Okay, so what I'm gonna call is I'm gonna call it seat y coordinates. Seat y or seat y seat y's for human and AI. Okay, so we're gonna call human dot set y is gonna equal to human that's y coordinate. That's very logical, right? It's gonna be whatever it is, it's gonna be, that's where we go. We're not gonna add anything to it because you're moving it with your fingers. So then we can create the logic for the AI. You see if ball. So see he's putting the binoculars now and he's looking where the ball is, right? If the ball dx, because we're looking just for the horizontals, we're not caring about. We need if the ball's basically coming towards me, right? If it's in the positive direction, if it has a positive, so we're gonna just put it's greater than 0. If the ball is coming towards me, then what should I do? Then the AI dot set y. So now we're gonna try move up and down, right? I'm gonna just use the AI dot y coordinate. It's gonna be plus. We're gonna add to it the ball dot dy. So basically this will make the AI watch when he hit the ball, he just relax and sits still in his place, doesn't move. When the ball is coming towards him, you say, oh crap, let me move. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, so here we go. He's moving because the ball is coming towards him. He's watching it. He's moving slowly, just with the dy. Now he's trying to say, okay, you're moving this side, I'm moving too. You okay? And the ball went right through him. Okay, let me see, what did I do wrong? Okay. Okay. Okay, so what we have here? So we have if the ball is less than a negative number, right? If it's in the farther and the ball y coordinates is less than the human y coordinates plus 50, and ball y coordinate human minus 50, then reverse the direction. The other logic is if the ball in the positive direction, right? If it's greater than 350 and the human, this shouldn't be human, it should be the AI. Copy and paste come with a price. So, and this is the price that you pay if you're not paying attention. So we call it the AI. Okay, so let's fix this bug. Okay, I'm putting it very slow just to catch any funny business. Okay, the AI is moving. I'm not touching anything. Hand-free keyboard. Okay, he's holding. Okay, he bounced it. That's what we want. So he stopped there. He said, okay, now the ball is coming towards you. Let me wait for it and then hit it. See if I can. So it doesn't go through my so you can see the score is 0-0. Okay, it's bouncing, and you see as soon as it starts coming towards him, it starts to move. You see, oh, it's coming. See, when it's not coming towards him, which makes sense, right? Take a breather. Okay. Okay, we'll watch for it. Now I will let him. I'll increase the speed, but it just let him hit it back. So to see if it's actually working. It's not bouncing off the wall like before. Okay, it's working. So what I need to do now is make it faster. I'm gonna go back to the tracer here. Can make it 0. It's gonna go really fast, right? This is the fastest. Let's see how fast it is. I will not catch with him. See, the AI is very fast. I barely turn one back. This is I will actually make it so that people will choose the speed they want. I'll make that speed as I will make the person write their name and then the speed. Yeah, it's very powerful. You can't. This is too fast. Okay, I think that's enough. That's too fast. I usually keep it at 3. I think 3 is manageable. Let's play a little bit with 3. Yeah, 3 is fast, but it's not that fast. It's not as slow as molasses, but you can actually hold the oh. Okay. And you can have fun with the AI with this way. The AI will beat you every time, but at least you will have some. Okay, I think I'm having too much fun with this game. Okay, I'll close it. Okay, let's see. The game now is functional and it's working pretty good. What I need to do, I need to implement the sounds. Uh, in this section, I will implement the sound. Okay, so as you can see here, we have sounds. I have a few sounds here, 4 of them. But before that, let me just choose to make the speed variable, and the person also write their name instead of a human. Okay, let's go to this one right here. I'm gonna probably ask him on the top here. I'm gonna just use here since there's nothing really needed here. The first thing, I'm gonna just import a library that I will be using. I'm gonna call import win sound. That's like Windows sounds. I'm gonna just call it as WS, like Windows sound. WS. Okay, this I will be using for sounds, but before that, let me just make users actually type their names and see their names instead of humans, like this human. I will leave this one as it is, but for the score it will show. No, I'm gonna just remove this one, just leave it spawn game. Championship. I'm gonna just leave it as this, and then I'm gonna just create an input for people to write their names. I'm gonna just name it player. It's gonna equal to screen. Since we need, probably I'm gonna just go right below this screen right here. Since screen, or you know what, I'm gonna just move the screen right here. So I'm gonna just move it right, or just put it under the library. So wherever you write should be goes here. Okay, player equal to screen dot text input. If you're wondering how I type fast, it just basically autocomplete. You just use tab when you know which word you're using. Okay, this little text box gonna show up like a pop-up, which you need a title. For the title, I'll just use maybe just the name of the game. Welcome. most welcome. And then for the message, I'm gonna just use basically enter your name, or enter player's name, or just player's name instead. Player's name. I'm gonna just put enter your name instead. Enter your name. Okay, that should be it. And for the sometimes people write their names lowercase or all caps. I don't want that. I want to have a nice format in capitalized first letter. Whatever, if you type it lowercase, that's fine, but the computer will format it. So I'm gonna just put player. I'm gonna reassign it. I'm gonna assign it the same name, and I'm gonna call it as capitalize. So this will make, if you type, let's see, if you type your name like so, the computer will turn it to like so. Or if you type it whatever, if you type it like, it will turn like that. Okay. Alrighty. So that's that. Now we're gonna actually ask. You know what? I'm gonna just take the whole thing here and then make them after the windows and stuff being because we don't want to really type them on the. We need to see the background and probably the sound when I add it. Okay, the next what I want you to do is type I'm gonna make you type level, for example, score. Let's call it speed for speed. I'm gonna call it enter fast. Let's go fastest equal to 0. Fast. Let's just call it fast. It's gonna be 3. And then slow. The slow is 1. Slow equal to 1. Okay, instead of player, I'm gonna just call it speed. Then I'm gonna make speed equal to int. I'm gonna just turn it to integer. I'm gonna turn the input from like a string to an integer. Call it speed. I'm gonna just instead of for tracer, this one should go. Let me just take the tracer up. Let me just use the tracer down here. And instead of this tree, I'm gonna just use speed instead. Okay, so let's see now what we will get. Hopefully no errors. Okay, enter your name. I'm gonna call it Eunice, and I'm gonna hit enter. It's gonna tell me speed fast is 0, fastest, fast, and slow. Let's use fastest. So we haven't tried 0, right? 0, and then enter. Boom. Yeah, you can't catch up with this guy. Okay, and we'll just close it. Okay, so everything is working. In this section, what I will do, I will implement sounds. Since we have already imported the sound library, you can just start importing sounds. The first thing I will import is probably right here. I'm gonna start with just right below this one. It's like, you know, like I like to import this sports crowd. Yeah, cheering. You know, I'm gonna just import it as WS, right? Windows sound. It's gonna be play sound. Then in play sound, we're gonna call the file. File is gonna be rates in the media directory. Media. It's gonna be sounds, and it's gonna be this file right here. So you can just copy the name so you don't make any mistakes, and then type it there. Okay, and then the second argument we use ws.snd and then a sync, like synchronize the sound so it doesn't stop the program and play the sound and finish, like it just play in the background until another sound interrupted it. Okay, so we'll just use this one. Okay, if we run this one, you can see if that sound is playing. You can see the sound is playing. It will keep playing until it's interrupted by another sound or it finishes. Okay, so the sound is finished, and we can what we will do now, we will implement the sound like when you hit the ball or it's bounce off the wall, it makes this sound. Okay, so let's see. The second sound I'm gonna implement I'm gonna just go to the main loop and start implementing the sounds there. Okay, so the first thing I will do is when the ball, okay, this is the borders basically. When the ball hit like the top or the bottom, what it does, we need to play a sound. I'll just go back and copy that and just modify the sound. I can just copy this right here. And then just start from when in the borders. Okay, so I'm gonna just paste it here. Maybe before it's reversed the direction, until it hits and then it's reversed, right? Probably right here should be better. Okay, so it hits and then it's reverse. Let me just put it at the end. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be like a fraction of a millisecond. Nobody can really measure that. Okay, so instead of the crowd, what's gonna happen is gonna be bounce sound. Let me just call it bounce sound. Bounce sound. Okay, and the other, when it's reversed the other direction, it's gonna be the same thing. We'll just copy it and paste it here. Okay. How about lefts and rights? Oh, that's gonna be something else, right? It's gonna be, this is a goal. A goal, I'm gonna just make the sound of like a glass break. Glass break. Okay. This is the glass break. And then for this one, the collision, I'm gonna make it as this jab sound, like a kick or something like that. I'm gonna just paste this ones here. Just call it jab sound. Okay, so I think that's about it. If everything works, then this should be the last thing I implement on this game. Okay, let's enter your name, call it John, nephew John, John and Amy, Amy, and then I'm gonna choose 3, so not too fast. Okay, it sounds it's working. Oh, it's still showing human. We need to change that, right? It's not working. Okay, but the sound is working. That's good. See, it's the glass breaks when it goes, when you get a goal. Let me let it go. Let me let it score. Like, see the glass. Okay, let me fix this human thing right here. Okay, so we're gonna change it into a variable. Okay, so this one basically I'm gonna just remove this human from here, since we already implement the variable right here, so it should be replaced easily. I'm gonna just add it here, and then use a plus to it, so it goes right there. Okay, so like this is one term. So I mean, you can do it in another way, like this works fine, but if you want to do it like this, you can, like placeholder, and then that's format. This also works. You can use it this way. Probably this way is more clear, but the other way is short, so it doesn't matter how you use it. Okay, so we have it there. Let me see if this okay, this human also here. Let me just replace this here, this human, with this placeholder. And since it is in the first, I will type it in the first. I'm gonna just call it player, right? Okay, so just like so. Okay, let's run it again. This lens is just annoying. Okay, just run it again and see. Okay, we see John and Amy. And then you can choose 3. See, the first name was capitalized, but the second one didn't, because it has spaces. that's fine. Man, this AI is so powerful. Okay, let's see if I can hold my... The trick is to stay in the middle and then see where the ball is gonna bounce to. Oh. So I'm playing against the AI. Okay, good game. Oh, I got goal on him. Okay, by mistake. Alright. Well, I think that's it actually. But before I go, I will just compile it, and then I will probably put it somewhere so you can download it and play it. Let me just clear this. I have already installed what is called PyInstaller, so you can basically just run the PyInstaller and you can share the game with your friends and family or whatever. So I already have I created a Python virtual environment. I will activate it, which one has the PyInstaller. I'll just use source the VNV, and it's gonna be games, and then scripts, and after scripts it's gonna be activate. Okay, so now you can see the virtual environment games is activated. So now what I will need to do is I need to run the PyInstaller. So you can see by just typing like pip freeze. You can see that it should have PyInstaller. As you can see, here's PyInstaller in this virtual environment. Okay, that's good. So I will just use PyInstaller. Then I'd like to use as one file argument, and then I don't like to have the console in the background, so I will use no console, and then the name of the script, which is ms. This should build the application and create here the folder if I didn't make any mistake. However, there are some other options that you can implement, like at the end of your application. For example, there are some like clean the there are some commands that you can use, like screen the exit on click, and then you can use tt done, or you can pass it, so you can just try catch block for this, for the screen dot by, and then the accept, you can use accept tt dot terminator. Okay, terminator, and then we can just pass. You can use this one before you run to avoid some problems later. Okay, so I'll just run the compiler, and if everything compiled correctly, we will run the software or the game from an executable file. Okay, it's successful. Before I go, I think I haven't mentioned this, but as you can see, I'm running Python 3.8.1, Python version, as you can see, and the packages, they are all defaults. I didn't install anything except from the PyInstaller that generate as you can see, this is a folder I create to build the application, and here is distribution, which means you're only one file. It comes to about 9 megabytes. Okay, so but to run it, you need this media folder. Copy it, and I will compress it. I'll make it .gz, just 7-zip. It make it smaller. I'll compress it like so. Actually, I'm gonna delete this thing. I'm gonna delete it. What I need to do, I need to compress it. I need to create a folder called Massapong, and then move the whole thing here, and then after that I can compress it. It's 7-zip, and then I will create new file. I'm gonna call it checksum, and then I will checksum this file, so you know it's not being tampered with. I will just open. Okay, let me see if I just put, I think it's SHA 256 sum. I'm gonna compute this, check some of that. .7. Okay, so this is the checksum. I'm gonna call it SHA 256. If you download it, you have to checksum for it, so you know it's not being tampered with. Otherwise, you can compile the program from the source. Okay, so this is the checksum of SHA-256. Let me do another one with MD5. I think it's also available if we put MD5 sum .7. Okay, so this is the MD5. I'll just copy them and put them there. So when you download them, make sure you checksum, and if it's different, toss it, don't install it. Okay, save and then quit. So that's the checksum folder. Okay, we can just close this. Now we can just run the application from here. Okay, just close everything. Okay, so this is our final product. So if we just double click on it, enter your name. Just choose any lesson. We'll give it 3. Oh man, I'm losing badly. Okay. Oh. think I need to do something with the keys. I use the mouse or something. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this game as well as enjoy creating it. Thank you for watching. I wish you a great day. Please like and subscribe and share this video with your friends, family, whoever you want. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.